Jimmy Garoppolo was the 90th ranked player in the NFL top 100 list. Gave him 90. They put Jimmy Garoppolo in the top 100. And my first reaction to this was, it seems a bit early. Like, even me. Like, let me tell you, I'm the first guy to stand on mountains and say, I love Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the best thing ever. Yes. Because I want that. I want the 49ers to win. I like the story. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is awesome. But even a guy like me, who's Jimmy Garoppolo's like number one fanboy, he may be close to the top 100, but wow, you give a guy 5 starts and you put him already in the top 100. I don't know. It's a bit early to me, but who cares? I mean, maybe here's the thing. It's player voted. Maybe that's how good Jimmy Garoppolo is. They respect his 5 wins so much and what he did to the 49ers that they're like, yeah, he's clearly in the top 100. Good for him, but good for Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever. But Jalen Ramsey really didn't like it. Jalen Ramsey plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Jalen Ramsey said that Jimmy Garoppolo only succeeded because of the 49ers scheme, because of their play calling. So first off, Jalen Ramsey plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a team that Jimmy Garoppolo actually beat last year. Kind of funny. Maybe he's just bitter. I don't know. But against Jalen Ramsey's team, Jimmy Garoppolo was 21 for 30, had 242 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. And that's not a great day. That's kind of pedestrian. That's as far as NFL quarterbacks go. He didn't throw for 400 yards. He didn't have 5 touchdowns. It's not a great day. It's a very solid, good day, and that's fine. But Ramsey contributed Jimmy Garoppolo's success to the scheme that the 49ers had. And by the way, when you say scheme, it means the play calling, the coaching, the players around him. You're basically attributing Jimmy Garoppolo's success to everything but Jimmy Garoppolo. And I have a question for that. And here's the biggest trump card, a checkmate, if you will. When you say Jimmy Garoppolo is a system-type quarterback, a quarterback who relies on scheme, let me tell you, if the 49ers scheme was so great, why were the 49ers 1-11 before Jimmy Garoppolo started? I mean, if that scheme is so good that apparently anybody can win with it, why didn't they? Because they didn't. So I just think it's really dumb logic. And hey, Jalen Ramsey, checkmate, you're stupid. But I'll elaborate. I'll keep going on this. Calling someone a system-type quarterback is always pretty much stupid. I never really understood. It's kind of like a chicken or the egg conundrum. Which came first? I don't know. Again, scheme meaning game plan, play calling, coaching. Does a team make a quarterback look good? Or does a quarterback make his team look good? It's kind of, again, it's chicken and the egg. And the truth is you need both a good quarterback and a good scheme in order to win games. Like, what quarterback has won games with a bad scheme? Like, what quarterback was set up to fail and succeeded anyways? I can think of 2 in the last 15 years. There's only 2 of them. It's Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. And the reason why is because they're able to run when you have a bad play call, which, let's be honest about Seahawks, not great. And I don't think the play calling with the Packers recently has been that great. They haven't had a running game, whatever. If you don't have a lot of support, you can run around like Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers do. But that doesn't, I don't know, putting a team on your back, is that the definition? Because that would mean there's only 2 quarterbacks in the entire NFL that are not system-type quarterbacks who can overcome really, really steep obstacles. And so I don't know. I just think it's really silly to call someone a system-type quarterback. That makes no sense. And by the way, Jimmy Garoppolo against the Jaguars, he at times did run away and run around. And I think he ran and threw a touchdown to Trent Taylor. So to say he only operates within the confines of his system actually isn't even accurate. Here's what's interesting. We have to be very careful with Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't want to overhype Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo looks like a fantastic quarterback, but I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. I really don't. It seems like Jimmy Garoppolo's great, but let's be very careful not to slow down. I want to talk about what Jalen Ramsey said. Jalen Ramsey elaborated his opinion even further on Jimmy Garoppolo. Called him a system quarterback. Then he said what it means. And Jalen Ramsey said, Jimmy Garoppolo used his fullback and tight ends off play action for big gains. Not to mention the 49ers had a really good run game against us. And I don't think Jalen Ramsey explaining how Jimmy Garoppolo beat him really makes Jimmy Garoppolo look worse. I don't know how you don't diminish Jimmy Garoppolo by saying, well, he used play action. He threw the ball to his tight ends. He had a good running game. Like, does that logic here makes no sense. If you follow Jalen Ramsey's logic, what he's saying is, if you have help, if you have good people around you, if you have a good coach, if you have a good scheme you're operating in, that makes you a system-type quarterback. And if you win by yourself, the only way to not be a system-type quarterback, according to Jalen Ramsey's logic, is to win by yourself. Again, something only Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson really ever do. And so I don't know. I'm not going to punish somebody for having a good team. I just think that's very stupid. Like, sorry that your coach was good. Sorry that you had good guys to throw to. Sorry that you got protection on that play. That doesn't make you a system-type quarterback. It means you're able to execute your offense properly. I don't know. And so I think it's silly to call anybody a system-type quarterback, even if Jimmy Garoppolo is a little bit overhyped. Now, most quarterbacks do benefit from their scheme. Again, coaching helps. Having good play calling helps. But somebody has to throw the ball in the right direction. You still got to have a guy completing passes. You got to make the right decision. I don't know. Well, Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm going to punish him because he executed his offense completely properly. Okay, is that a bad thing now? I don't know. So maybe the 49ers offense was simplified for Jimmy Garoppolo last year. But remember, the Eagles offense was simplified for Nick Foles last year in the playoffs, and Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. And so are you going to take away Nick Foles' Super Bowl MVP and just say, you know what, we're going to give it to the scheme? Hey, scheme, good job. You get the Super Bowl MVP. No, somebody had to complete passes. So calling somebody a system-type quarterback is always weird. It's dumb to me. Like, people always called Tom Brady a system quarterback. What are you talking about? No. I don't know. No. As if delivering the ball on time, executing your offense, suddenly that's a bad thing. I'm not going to punish anybody for that. So I'm sorry that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't run around more, and I'm sorry that Jimmy Garoppolo has a good coach. I'll be honest, I'll level with you. Jimmy Garoppolo does need to improve at the line of scrimmage. He needs to get better at changing the play pre-snap. Sure. And good coaching does help Jimmy Garoppolo. And honestly, I agree. If Jimmy Garoppolo is in the top 100, I kind of go, why? I mean, it's a little early. He only had 5 starts. But Jimmy Garoppolo is not a system-type quarterback. That is stupid. That's ignorant. And I just don't agree with you. I just don't agree. Because if you're going to say that the only reason Jimmy Garoppolo succeeded was because of their system, I again would counter you with the best checkmate ever. If the system is so great, why were the 49ers 1-11? You can't tell me Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't make a difference. Go away. It's just stupid. I don't know. I'm getting fired up. This topic probably went way too long, but I don't know how you look at Jimmy Garoppolo and say, he's only good because of his system, his scheme. That's stupid. Move on with your life. Thank you so very much for watching. Remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube, as well as my best, most interesting clips. If you like Strong Opinion Sports as much as I do, help me grow this podcast by telling your friends about this show. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow this podcast by telling your friends. Thank you so much, and have a great day.